Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is a mind-blowing, action-packed, emotional roller coaster that makes you almost forgive Sony for their weird electro that like to play dubstep.
Oh boy.
And the incredible abusiveness of Peter Parker in Spider-Man 3. After years of hearing comic book fans and casual Marvel fans talk about loving the creation of Miles Morales, Into the Spider-Verse gives Brian Bendis and Sarah Pichelli's creation a much-deserved shot at the big screen, and the result is amazing. The movie takes some liberties with retelling the origin of the second Ultimate Spider-Man, like him being present when Spider-Man dies, his early team-up with the other Spider-People, and getting his advice to web swing from a comic book. What does make the movie a lot more interesting is his new relationship with his uncle, giving him a much closer relationship with his Uncle Aaron, and keeping his uncle as the reason Miles gets his powers. Originally, the hero twist of fate here is that his uncle is the cause of Miles becoming Spider-Man, and because of his uncle's need to gain power and continue a life of crime, Miles is forced to fight his uncle as the Prowler, and that fight leads to the Prowler's death. Here, even though Aaron is still the Prowler and lives a very lucrative life of crime, they make Miles and his uncle thick as thieves. Aaron understands Miles' need to be himself and express himself in a way that his new private school and his parents don't fully seem to understand.
No, Miles, I see exactly what you're doing.
Introduced spider powers and being thrown into a multiversal crisis he didn't ask for, Miles starts unknowingly having to fight his uncle, and Wilson Fisk, and the rest of his goons. But when he learns about his uncle's criminal side, Miles has less than 24 hours to process this information before he's thrown into another fight with him. This fight maximizes on the loving relationship between these two that the movie builds in the beginning. The emotions that we the viewers have after seeing Prowler try to kill Miles for half of the movie, and now Uncle Aaron's realization that his nephew is the new Spider that Fisk wants dead. Then before we can even process that, Fisk kills Aaron in front of Miles. Instead of an easy death that is manageable because it's dulled by the fact Aaron is a villain that wanted to use his nephew, we deal with the death of an uncle who was ready to immediately turn on Fisk to save Miles. Aside from giving the audience a massive coronary due to the roller coaster of emotions that we are forced to feel, the death of an uncle that loves his nephew unconditionally is something that all Spider-Man fans can understand and use to build a connection to Miles because of the constantly retold origin of Peter Parker and Uncle Ben. Luckily for Miles, he has the support of a team of spiders that serve as a great introduction into the Spider-Verse that the comics introduced back in 2014. It's not the nicest support system in the beginning.
He's not ready, it's obvious.
There's no way.
But if he can't do this, we have to stay and do it for him.
He's looking right at us while we talk about him.
But eventually, they become a key component to him accepting his role as Spider-Man, which could have taken much longer. In the beginning, Miles is lucky enough to have Peter B. Parker teaching him to get control over his powers, and to understand the concept of naturally accepting what having spider powers actually means.
It's a leap of faith. That's all it is, Miles. A leap of faith.
Then there's Wakanda Forever over here, who offers a different view at gaining spider powers due to her age, her experience losing her Peter Parker, and the fact that her father is also law enforcement on her Earth. This is a huge difference compared to the comics where Miles' only assistance is his friend Genki, who is a fanboy trying to constantly blow his secret, and a clone of Peter Parker that wants to try and make him stop crime fighting. With different forms of support from Peter, Gwen, his father finally opening up about how proud he is of Miles.
I see this spark in you. It's amazing. It's why I push you, but it's yours. Whatever you choose to do with it, you'll be great.
And huge big ups to Aunt May. Miles is able to come into his role as Spider-Man and make it in time to save his new multiversal family. A role that takes much longer in the comics because of all the people blocking his future as Spider-Man. Now, having said all of that, I'm just gonna nerd out here for a second, so apologies. How awesome was it when they did the first comic book recap for Blonde Spider-Man and there were all those Tobey Maguire Spider-Man references? Did you guys catch Childish Gambino on the TV in his Spider-Man pajamas from when he was on Community? What about Stan Lee showing up talking about how he was friends with Spider-Man and respecting the hell out of him because he is a fan, but also he's about making that money? Respect. Then there's Myles falling during his first jump, and the numbers 42 falling around him, because it's an homage to Spider 42 that bit him in the comic books. What? What about Aunt May being a badass and taking everyone to Peter's spider cave because she's in the know about what her nephew was doing? Then there's the spider layer, and yeah, there's other spiders there. I saw the trailers. Diva, Nick Cage, the soon-to-be Bacon. But check this shit out! All the suits in the background that Peter uses to fight villains. You got the brand new, fresh out the kitchen advanced suit from Spider-Man PS4. You got the Electro suit he makes to fight Electro in Amazing Spider-Man 425. The classic red and blue suit that Peter wears anytime, ever. The Secret War suit from the Secret Wars, super self-explanatory. The possibly dusk suit that Peter has when he has to clear his name as Spider-Man that was just all black and gave him the ability to fly. The cape suit from the What If Spider-Man comic that has Spider-Man become an entertainer instead of a hero. The stealth suit from the Big Time comic arc that Peter makes to fight the new Hobgoblin. The inverse color suit from Spider-Man's evil mirror counterpart, Webman. The Spider Armor Mark 1 that Peter makes to fight some gangsters with high-powered rifles. The Spider Armor Mark 2 from when he loses his spider sense and needs a new suit to keep him safe. And finally, the Iron Spider Armor that he gets from Tony during the Civil War comic arc that is also the inspiration for the MCU Iron Spider Armor.
Mr. Stark, it smells like a new car in here.
Happy trails, kid. Friday, send him home.
Yep. Oh, come on!
Ladies and gentlemen, hand me a towel because...
Oh my god. Incredible.
But even all of that isn't the best part. The best part is Myles coming into his own and finally taking the leap of faith while What's Up Danger is playing in the background. And...
That's all it is, Myles. A leap of faith.
you don't even care that he ripped glass out of the building and 2 unlucky people are about to be tragic accidents in someone's origin story. That leap was like a breath of fresh air. You know what's gonna happen. You know he isn't gonna go splat, and still, the whole thing makes you cheer for the kid when his webs hit the building and he just takes off. It's inspiring. It's breathtaking.
You're breathtaking.
And that is why at the end of the day, I have to give this movie an arbitrary, who the fuck do I think I am, fake scale rating that I just came up with, 10 out of 10.
You good with that, Spider-Man?
Yeah.
But let me know what you guys loved about this movie. What was your Nerdgasm moment in this movie? And what do you guys want to see next here on the channel? Put everything down in the comment section below. And if you guys are brand new and this is the first video you have seen, make sure to hit the subscribe button and stick around and check out the other stuff we have here on the channel. Don't forget to hit the bell notification, guys, so you can be notified when we post new videos. And I want to say thank you for watching these. Thank you for the support. And I hope that I can make this channel something worthy of you guys one day. I honestly appreciate everything you do. And I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.